No law enforcement officers were injured. We understand police have said the gunman shot and killed himself.
One employee said he had just sat down to eat with a coworker when the shots rang out.
I opened my chips, got my sandwich, about to take a bite. He was about to take a bite out of his sandwich, and we heard two loud metal clangs at first because they didn't sound like gunshots at first. They made, because there was a loud clang after the first two, and then my buddy Levi stood up as he was like kind of squatting at the bench, and then looked over and out into the parking lot. Didn't see anything yet, and then we heard 3 more shots, and then my buddy Levi saw someone running out of the building, and then more shots went off. Somebody went behind their car to the trunk and got another gun, and then I saw one body on the floor.
And when officers arrived at the building just after 11 p.m., they say the gunman was still firing. Right now, though, police say there is no longer an active threat.
Again, this happened just after 11 p.m. in Indianapolis, near the airport. Thursday evening, Indianapolis police responding very quickly to that FedEx Ground Plainfield Operations Center where those shots were fired. As officers responded, they came in contact with that active shooter. The alleged shooter died by suicide at the scene. Again, 8 people dead from gunshot wounds. The gunman not included in that number. Investigators are still trying to determine a motive, exactly why, how this happened at that facility. We also understand from our local affiliate there in Indianapolis that increased security there at the main FedEx facility. This is not the main one. Again, this is the FedEx Ground Plainfield Operations Center, but we understand at the main FedEx facility in that city, there is increased security, just for safety at this point, precautions.
We're looking for a solution
here in America.
And we are just getting a statement in from FedEx. They say, quote, "We are aware of the tragic shooting at our FedEx Ground facility near the Indianapolis airport. Safety is our top priority, and our thoughts are with all those who are affected. We are working to gather more information and are cooperating with investigating authorities. We do know that more than 4,000 people work at that facility, and there may have been more than 100 present during that shooting."
As you would imagine, family members, concerned family members, are arriving at that scene. They've been told to go to a nearby hotel where they're gathering. We understand from reports coming out of that hotel that family members who gather, obviously very emotional scene there as they try to learn more information about their loved ones who are at that facility. So many people who work at that facility, even at that late hour, because they work at all different shifts there. We don't know how that gunman entered the facility, entered the building. We don't know much about the gunman at all, besides the fact that the gunman died by suicide. Police have not released the gunman's the shooter's identity. We are still working to find that information out. But again, multiple injuries at different hospitals. We know of 4 transported in critical condition with gunshot wounds by ambulance, 3 others with various injuries, 2 treated at the scene, and released multiple other walk-ins to local hospitals in the area from the scene, because we understand once those shots rang out, it was chaos at that facility.
And as you described, a very emotional scene at a local Holiday Inn where families are now gathering at the lobby. We're told there are people who are hugging, just trying to find out more information. They, too, watching this all unfold on the news, just looking for answers, those answers and details coming in as we speak. Of course, this is coming on the heels of 2 recent mass shootings, one in Boulder, Colorado, the other in Atlanta, Georgia. And as you can imagine, loved ones just trying to get answers, watching this unfold on live television.
And people at that scene are still being interviewed. Investigators trying to learn as much information as possible from those who saw that gunman, heard the gunshots. And so we understand there's a large-scale, widespread investigation that's happening right now. We understand there are multiple agencies on this scene assisting Indianapolis police as well. And just a short time ago, police held a briefing for reporters. Here's some of what they had to say.
As officers arrived, they came in contact with an active shooter incident. Preliminary information at this time is that the shooter has taken his own life. We don't feel that there is an active threat to the community at this time. We have multiple people with injuries consistent with gunshot wounds. We have others that have been transported to various hospitals throughout the area. We are asking that if you have family members that work at FedEx and you have not been able to make contact with them, and you are responding out here, that you go to the Holiday Inn Express located at 8555 Stansted Drive. IMPD Chaplain's office, along with several others, will be at that location to assist.
You could just hear the raw emotion in her voice as she shares those details. It's important to reiterate right now, this is not an active scene, but that was not the case when police arrived on the scene around 11 p.m. They did hear gunshots being fired as they approached the scene. Currently now, the situation is not active.
And we know that when police have encountered these mass shooting incidents before, that they're told to march right toward the threat, rush toward the threat to stop the threat. We've seen, unfortunately, in this country, so many mass shootings where police, they know the routine. They know what to do when there's a mass shooting. And the fact that those shots were still ringing out there, they rushed in, apparently. We are still getting more details, again, about the scene and exactly how many people are injured. But again, 8 people dead at that mass shooting at this FedEx facility. That gunman opening fire just after 11 p.m. That facility near the Indianapolis airport. And also, we're getting some witness statements, and we understand that a witness who said he works at the facility told a local affiliate that he saw a man with a gun after hearing several gunshots. And he said he saw the man with a submachine gun of some sort, an automatic rifle, and he was firing in the open. Again, these are preliminary reports. We have not gotten any information on the type of weapon that this alleged shooter was using from police, but we also understand that another man told an affiliate that his niece was sitting in her car in the driver's seat when the gunfire erupted and she was wounded. So we understand that this happened not only in the parking lot, but also in the facility. Again, only one gunman, but we understand firing indiscriminately, hitting a number of people.
And to set the stage for you, that witness that you spoke about earlier that was describing this scene says that he was sitting down to eat a sandwich with a coworker. These people were working late into the night, taking lunch breaks, just working at this FedEx facility where we believe that more than 100 people were present when they heard these shots ring out. We do not know a possible motive. That is what police are searching right now. Witnesses are being interviewed on the scene as we speak. Family members nearby, just on standby, waiting to hear back, waiting to hear on the condition on some of their loved ones. They're told to hang tight right now as the information comes in. As we're speaking to you, the information is coming in, and they're being held at a local Holiday Inn. And as you can imagine, this is a very emotional scene there. More than 4,000 people are currently work at that facility, but more than 100 were present and 8 people have died.
As you would imagine, with a mass casualty scene like this, we have a large investigation, and there are a number of people for investigators to speak with. Surveillance video at that facility, obviously when it comes to FedEx or any type of large shipping company like FedEx, there are a number of cameras on that scene, and so that will aid investigators as well. We understand even though the active shooter threat is over, it is a very large crime scene because the multiple injuries that we're hearing from people who survived this latest mass shooting in America, we're hearing that people were hit in the arm. They were able to walk themselves or get themselves to the hospitals as well and did not wait on the paramedics to get them there. They jumped in their cars, because we know, you see that large parking lot there, they were able to still get to their cars. Many people got themselves to the hospital, so you can imagine the chaos that's also unfolding at local hospitals as they treat multiple victims here.
And this morning, FedEx is responding. They say they are cooperating with authorities, adding that their thoughts are with all those affected. Once again, I want to read this statement to you. They said they just sent this out a short time ago. They say, quote, "We are aware of the tragic shooting at our FedEx ground facility near the Indianapolis airport. Safety is our top priority, and our thoughts are with all those who are affected. We are working to gather more information and are cooperating with investigating authorities." That statement coming in just moments ago. Of course, they are also monitoring this situation going on in their facility in Indianapolis. It's not clear what the connection the shooter had was to that facility, but he did choose that facility to go into around 11 p.m. last night. As more witnesses share their experiences, we are hearing more details on the ground about what is happening. Currently, you see that this is a police are saying it's not an active scene, as in the shooter has taken his own life allegedly, but you could see that they are on the ground there, interviewing witnesses, investigating, just trying to figure out what unfolded in the late hours of Thursday night.
And again,